Many people think that van life is very over glamorized on social media, and I'm going to give you an honest answer. It kind of is, and today we're going to show you some really realistic, raw images of things that don't go so well on the road. We need a better solution for this. So our gray tank is currently just a 6-gallon jug that lives under the sink. So normally when the tank's empty, you can hear the water going into it and it filling up. And when you don't hear that anymore, it's a sign that it's full. We weren't really checking. I didn't check this morning and I should have. I went to shave my head and all of a sudden Megan's like, hey, there's a lot of water on the ground. And sure enough, my socks are wet with gray water. Yay. You had to unscrew the white part.
Okay, could you have unscrewed the white part?
I could have, but no, it's a team effort.
I usually never deal with the gray water, but when it overflows, we gotta work as a team to make sure this thing doesn't...
It sprayed me.
Ew.
Oh, it sprayed all over me. Oh.
Are your clothes too?
Yeah.
Ew. The water is like not just regular water, it's like chunky. It's gross. And my job is usually cleaning the aftermath. Why is the pee funnel right in front of my face? This has only happened a handful of times, but when it does, it gets really gross. Matt is dying to undermount this water tank, and hopefully we can get that done soon. Which would you rather have overflow, the pee tank or the gray water? You guys decide in the comments.
Ooh, that's honestly tough. The pee tank's gross because it smells gross, but like the gray tank's equally as gross. There was this one time we cooked fish in the van and then cleaned that. That gray tank was the most foul thing I've ever smelled.
It was the worst.
Alright, so we need to clean that off. We need to clean me off. This is just an unfortunate reality that sometimes happens sometimes.
Yep, sometimes.
Sometimes, not all times, just sometimes.
Because at least with the pee tank, it's like liquid.
Do we have vinegar?
No, we didn't buy any. Sad days. Mostly everyone has at least a little bottle that they pee into, but we have a jug, and that pee is the nastiest smell you will ever smell. It is disgusting. Thankfully, I never dump it, and I have a wonderful man who dumps it for me, but I do help him by getting it out. So this is the Nature's Head composting toilet. It is weird to get the pee tank out, but I do what I can. Here you go, darling.
Here you go.
Thank you. Pee tanks can really be just dumped wherever there's foliage. It's good for the plants, it's good for the earth. Just don't dump it in the middle of the street. That's gross. Giving that good fertilizing action.
Lots of nitrogen.
Between the gray water and the pee tank, the smells in a van can get really, really rank. Kind of gross. So that's something to prepare for if you want to live on the road. But what's great is if you open everything up, you get some fresh air all the time. Thank you. The other gross thing about living in a van is if you have a composting toilet, that thing gets pretty gross. We definitely put too much moisture in it.
I think I have to clean this fucking shit up. So that wasn't fun.
And if you go into cold weather, it's really gross, but your little bucket of poo dirt will become icy and hard as a rock, and then you can't turn the Nature's Head. And then what happens is you go on top of the iced part and then you can't turn it, so you just have to leave it. And then when it thaws out and you get to warmer weather, it is disgusting. It's so gross. So the instructions say that it should last you a month, and for most people it probably is true. Apparently, we're frequent goers. So about the 2-week mark is when it starts to tell us by smelling a certain way that we need to change it. So a lot of people don't tell you about how your poop can turn into a big old block of ice, and then you just have to poop over it and let it thaw. You're welcome.
I can't wait to get changed.
Another thing that I did not expect to be super gross is how fast the floors get nasty in this van. Any crumb, any piece of dust, any sand, dirt, it all accumulates on this small floor, and it's gross. So if we're not cleaning up every single day on the floor, which we really should, it gets really nasty, like really nasty. That's after one day. I cleaned this up last night.
I think that it's pretty gross most of the time because it's Megan's job and she doesn't always do it. I always do my chores, which is usually the dishes and the counters and stuff.
You never clean the sponge. You never clean the sponge. Look how gross the sponge is.
Who's the last person to touch it?
You.
No, you. You touched it right now.
You touched it.
Now it's on the floor. It's your responsibility.
It's your job. I have deja vu right now.
Oh my god, I have such deja vu right now. I guess she's not wrong.
When we first moved into the van, we enacted a rule where we can't bring our shoes into the van. It's kind of an unrealistic goal to have, but I think from now on we're gonna try to do a better job because it piles up so fast. That rule was in place for a reason.
I just went for a run and I'm not able to shower, so that's why I'm shirtless, if you were wondering. I know you were. Anyways, another thing that's kind of gross is the trash situation. We have a ton of trash and recycling here. It's even grosser is we have a pound of ground beef in our trash can that has been in there for about 2 days. Thankfully, it doesn't smell. But when we went to open it, it was rotten because we went and got the manager's special, which looking back at was probably a questionable choice. So thankfully it doesn't smell and it's covered and really sealed up in a bunch of other stuff. So we have to get to a trash can today because it's been like 2 or 3 days since it's been sitting in there. So I know that it's gonna get nasty. That is our reality currently. Megan's face says it all.
Yeah, I didn't realize we had gross ground beef in there. I forgot.
Thankfully it doesn't smell because then we'd remember pretty quickly.
Have you opened it? It smells.
Does it?
Only if you open it.
No, well, good thing the lid's on.
Yeah. One of the biggest problems we have right now is we've been eating some fish in here. When we drive, it smells like fish. And this has happened one time before. This time, I'm gonna not wait until it makes me want to vomit out the window. So I'm gonna try to take care of it, and the only thing that worked was snaking the drain, basically. So I'm gonna pour some vinegar down and see if I can just, you know, do this until it releases. I would normally do baking soda too, but I don't have any baking soda. Oh, we have some baking soda.
Where is that? I'll get it for you.
It's in the fridge.
So we keep baking soda in the fridge to prevent the smells from smelling, because I think that's the thing that most everybody does.
It still smells.
It still smells in here. I don't know why. Maybe it's because it's like an RV fridge or something, but it always kind of smells.
We won't show you, but I can see like buildup from like the actual top of the sink. So I'm just gonna.
I'm gonna show them.
So you're gonna show them?
Yeah. This is stuff that, like, if they want to get into van life, they're gonna have to learn. You can see like the little bits of food scraps in there, and just probably hair.
We're gonna do a little elementary school science project. So this is actually the most sustainable, non-toxic way to clean out your drain. It's gonna fizz. So what this is doing is breaking up all of the gunk from the outside, and then once it flushes through, then I'm gonna snake the drain and try to get as much gunk out as possible.
This is also a great way that we're able to clean out the gray tank itself. We have a tank that we just take in and out when we need to dump, and that gets really smelly, as I'm sure you can imagine. So this is just another really solid solution. It's not harmful for the environment or anything, no harsh chemicals. Just your friendly neighborhood baking soda and vinegar combination. Think of it as a stinky volcano project.
All right.
Oh, that's stinky.
Yeah. So this is where it gets really gross. Should I put on gloves?
Only if you want to.
I feel like I have more mobility without gloves.
Be tough.
Okay, I have some some vinegar here. See, so the whole hose is made up of these ridges. Whoever chose this hose as our plumbing hose. Because now we have food stuck in the ridges, and that's what I'm gonna try to rectify. Ew. See all those chunks?
Yep. Yummy.
Gross.
I'm glad you're doing this and not me.
You don't have the stomach for it.
Are you kidding me, Megan? I deal with this on the daily.
Okay, you're not. Matt's not the deep cleaner in here. I'm the deep cleaner. Matt's the day-to-day.
Would you rather be the daily dumper or the deep cleaner?
I think I'd rather be the deep cleaner for sure. Oh,
Oh,
that's disgusting.
that looks like a gerbil.
That's disgusting. So this is probably only going like up to here. So from here to here, there's still a bunch of gunk.
This is definitely the gross part.
Yeah.
Round 2, let's go.
There we go. I'm gonna start scrubbing here. That's what I did last time. So I have to twist it because there's certain like crevices that never get cleaned.
Yuck. This is the worst smelling thing I think of van life.
This is the worst thing.
I think this is worse than the pee jug.
I think it is.
So Megan got the lens all dirty. I just
This
cleaned.
is like literally the grossest thing.
If you're wondering why you're so hazy all of a sudden, Megan got you all sploppily. Sometimes in the van there are casualties. Sometimes there are some little injuries. We're gonna clean you up. How are we looking, guys? We looking nice and clean?
Ew, I
Well-
just released a big gunk.
Here's a reminder to ourselves to not get super close with the cleaning products.
Took a big whiff. So the reason why this gets gunky is because Matt doesn't run the water constantly because we only have 5 gallons. So that means like it doesn't get flushed down like a regular house sink would. Ew. That's it. It is pretty gross working out and not being near a shower, but
We do the bucket method and it works just enough to make us get by till we can get to an actual real shower.
also we're okay with sniffing each other even if we don't smell great. Do you guys sniff your partners? Matt and I just sniffed each other.
She is ripe.
He is ripe.
Yeah,
It's like sniffing hormones
Pheromones.
or pheromones. Yeah. So if you liked this video and you found it useful, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends that also want to know what the gross things about van life are. And if you want to see another video of ours, go check out this one. We really like that one.
Or if there's anything else that you've experienced in van life that might be grosser than what you've seen in this video, because there are definitely grosser things we didn't capture on camera, comment down below.
You kind of like stole my ending, but I forgive you.
My part was better anyways.
Whatever.